devotees to our Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call of mid-morning class. Today it is a special topic. It is elements of Nataka Vidagdha Madhava. To enlighten on this topic, we have our special speaker, His Grace Hariparshad Prabhu, with us to enlighten on this topic. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining this call and giving your association and enlightening on the special topic of elements of Nataka Vidagdha Madhava. I hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Priti Vilasini Mataji. Thank you, Shama Gauri Mataji. Thank you all the wonderful devotees at Bhakti Sangha Japa Group for kindly inviting me to speak something on this very special topic of elements of Natak, especially Vidagdha Madhava. I was asked by Priti Vilasini Mataji to speak something on Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela 1.134. So today we will make that as our starting point. And then we'll go into discussing something about the Natakas or dramas written by Srila Rupa Goswami. Before that, I wish to offer auspicious invocations, that is Mangalacharan, which is our standard practice. Most of us already know these verses, so you can please sing along with me. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Svaha Padantikam Vande Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namah. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Saptakam Chana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Ancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Jai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, sorry to interrupt. The audio quality is a little impaired, so maybe the headphones can be moved. There's a lot of air voice noise that is coming.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, this is better, Prabhu.
I'll keep it next to me and begin this particular class. So, thank you once again, dear devotees, for kindly arranging this wonderful session on Natya. And it's a very special verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are discussing Antya Leela, and this is Srila Rupa Goswami's drama is being discussed. So at this point of time, I would like to share my screen with all of you. and by sharing this screen we will see the verse that we are trying to discuss, and after that we will see the purport and we will try to go deeper into the verse. Sound is still low.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sorry. Yeah, yes,
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
the sound is
Is
still.
it better?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
And
Now it's better.
Now it's better? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Hare Krishna. Okay,
Okay.
one final confirmation. This should be okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhu.
Yes.
So I am sharing my screen. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antyalila, chapter 1, text number 134. राय कहे को मुखे पात्र सन्निधान रूप कहे काल साम्ये प्रवर्तक नाम. Synonyms. राय कहे, Ramanand Rai says. Ko, what? Amukhe, by introduction. Patra Sannidhana, presence of the players. Rupa kahe, Srila Rupa Goswami replies. Kala Samye, in agreement of time. Pravartaka Nama, the introduction called Pravartaka. Translation. Ramananda Rai inquired, how have you introduced the assembly of the players? Rupa Goswami replied, the players assemble at a suitable time under the heading of Pravartaka. Purport. In a drama, all the actors are called Patra or players. This is stated by Vishwanath Kaviraj in the Sahitya Darpan, 6th chapter, verse 283. Divyamarte Martye Satadrupo Mishram Anyatarastayo Suchayedvastu Bijam Va Mukham Patram Athapi Va. The meaning of Amukha is stated by Srila Rupa Goswami in the Natak Chandrika. Sutradharo Nati Brute Swakaryam Pratiyuktitah Prasuktakshepi Chitroktya Yattada Mukhamiritam. When Srila Ramananda Rai inquired about the arrangement for introducing the assembly of prayers in the drama, Rupa Goswami replied that when the players first enter the stage in response to the time, the introduction is technically called Pravartak. For example, see verse 136 below. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that the introduction, which is technically called Amukha, may be of 5 different kinds according to Sahitya Darpan, 6th chapter, verse 288. उद्घात्यकः कथोद्घातः प्रयोगातिशयस्तथा प्रवर्तकावलगिते पंचप्रस्तावनाभिधा. Introductions may be classified as follows: Udghatyaka, Kathodghat, Prayogatishay, Pravartaka, and Avalagita. These 5 kinds of introduction are called Amukha. The Sri Ramananda Rai asked which of the 5 introductions had been employed, and Srila Rupa Goswami replied that he had used the introduction called the Pravartaka. So, this is the purport given by Srila Prabhupada, and this purport is also same purport is given by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So, dear devotees, this is a very difficult subject matter, and it's a very confidential subject matter that we are trying to present here today. I will try my best to follow the time limits. In case it is slightly above time, then please excuse me. Before I say anything, I should express something about the personality whose drama is being spoken of today. That personality is Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, and whose anugas we are all supposed to become. But the subject matter which he has written about in Vidagdha Madhava is immensely esoteric. And for a person like me to touch that subject matter doesn't seem very appropriate. But still today I am making this attempt, a very bold attempt to touch upon the subject matter. I hope that the learned souls will forgive this brash, bold attempt. किमेतामद्वक्त्रान्निरगुरीति गृह्णीतनबुधा निबद्धा श्रीराधा व्रजविधुगुणाम्रेडन सुधा जगन्नाथ क्षेत्रोद्भव भव महामोह शमक प्रसादं काकस्याद् गलितमपि विष्णोस्त्यजति का किमेतामद्वक्त्रा निरगुरिति गृह्णीत न बुधा. Just because this esoteric subject matter of Vidagdha Madhava and Natya is coming from the mouth of a lowly person like myself, Hariparshad. Therefore, should the intelligent people not accept it? This is my question. Definitely they should accept. Why? Because what I am about to speak today is narrations full of the pastimes of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. And even if it is coming from the mouth of an unqualified person like myself, with folded hands, I would request all of you to accept it. Why should you, all of you, accept it? Because Jagannatha kshetrodbhava bhava maha moha shamakah prasadam kakasyad galitam api vishnu styajatika. Because the highest type of prasadam in this universe is Jagannath prasadam. And this Jagannath prasadam, even if it has fallen from the mouth of a crow, still devotees who are learned accept Jagannath prasadam. Similarly, even if the subject matter of Vidagdha Madhava is extremely esoteric, still, even though I am unqualified, still because it is related to the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, it is like Jagannath Mahaprasad. And even if it has fallen from the mouth of a crow like myself, it should be accepted by learned individuals like all of you, dear devotees. So dear devotees, let's try to have a short recap of what we are trying to discuss. See, many times what happens is that because the subject matter is difficult and esoteric, sometimes people say we don't want to get into these details. Why not have the very simple process? Just have prasadam, chant Hare Krishna, and associate with devotees. And what more is needed? Why do you want to become a scholarly person trying to understand literature and dramas? So one reason behind that, dear devotees, is that we want to become Rupanugas. And anything that our beloved Srila Rupa Goswami has written, we want to explore each and every bit of it. If Srila Rupa Goswami writes something about the glories of the holy name, we want to immerse ourselves into those glories of holy name and explore every aspect of those glories. If Srila Rupa Goswami wants to get into complicated Sanskrit poetry and explain Nataka, then we would also like to do that. Why? Because at the end of the day, we are Rupanugas. And by writing these dramas, by writing such complicated literature, by writing these wonderful esoteric subject matters, Srila Rupa Goswami has done a big favor on this entire planet, a big favor. Why is it so? Because Srila Rupa Goswami could have simply said, I met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I got Hari Nam from him, I have understood the importance of chanting Hare Krishna, and these two syllables of the names of Krishna, Krish and Ana, have produced such ecstasy in me that I desire to have thousands of tongues, thousands of ears, and this name of Krishna is dancing in the courtyard of my heart. So Srila Rupa Goswami could have himself experienced the delight of chanting Hare Krishna and chanted away his entire life in ecstasy. But Srila Rupa Goswami very mercifully compiled these dramas and various literature and spent the majority of his time in doing so. Majority of his time. Nana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipunao Sadharma Samsthapako. So a Bhajananandi who enjoys chanting Mahamantra, they are very nice, they are very respectable. But Srila Rupa Goswami was a perfect Bhajananandi and a perfect Goshthyanandi. And therefore Srila Rupa Goswami, with great painstaking efforts, he penned down all these dramas and various literature so that we all could have access to it. I want to ask all of you a question. All the Vaishnavas 500 years ago when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was present, all of them chanted Hare Krishna. All of them did Sankirtan. All of them danced. But dear devotees, today how many of us have the good fortune of listening directly to the chanting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Today we are unable to listen directly to the chanting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has disappeared from our vision. Today we cannot sit at Siddhabakul with Haridas Thakur and understand directly from him what is the sweetness of chanting Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, it is only these granthas written by the sadhus of the past, such as Srila Rupa Goswami, which have managed to travel through time. And because they have managed to travel through time, therefore today we are able to experience Jagannath Puri, the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and everything that happened 500 years ago through these transcendental literatures. For this reason, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that please don't think that these books are something less important. These books are Brihat Mridanga. All these literature written by the previous acharyas are an extremely essential part of Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan because they travel through time and they give us that exact glimpse of Gaur Leela. That is what happens, dear devotees. So this is the importance of writing literature. And there may be people who are arasika, who don't understand the value of this literature, who run away by saying, oh, we don't want these scholarly pursuits. Srila Rupa Goswami is also going to give an answer to all of that. In this Vidagdha Madhava, he will give an answer to all those individuals who think that they should not be Rasika Bhaktas. So dear devotees, it is very important to understand how painstakingly this drama was written, how much sweetness of realization, how many years of realization have gone into writing this. And for this, we should take these dramas very seriously and we should understand them by becoming learned in the art of these dramas. Because without becoming learned in these arts, it is impossible to appreciate what Rupa Goswami has done for us. Vidwan eva vijanati vidvajjana parishramam नहि वंध्या विजानाति गुर्वीं प्रसव वेदनाम विद्वान एव विजानाति विद्वज्जन परिश्रमम. Only a person who has taken the efforts to learn all the nuances of the literatures written by the previous acharyas, only a person who is learned can understand the pain that and effort that the previous acharyas have taken. The analogy is given. Nahi vandhya vijana vedanam. A lady who is barren, who has never given birth to a child in her life, can never understand what is the pain of childbirth. Never. So similarly, a person who has not studied in detail will not be able to understand what sort of efforts have been taken by the previous acharyas for bringing all these sweet pastimes to us. Today we know Jagannath Puri. We know Jagannath Puri. We experience Jagannath Puri simply because we have Chaitanya Charitamrita. Can we try to imagine Jagannath Puri without reading Chaitanya Charitamrita? What will Jagannath Puri be for us if we did not have Chaitanya Charitamrita? So dear devotees, these literature, these dramas are our sampada. They are our riches, our wealth of our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So let's dive into this, because Mahaprabhu and all the devotees who were his associates also dived into this very deeply. So during Rath Yatra, as most of you might have already heard about in the previous Bhakti Sangha classes on this topic, during Rath Yatra, Mahaprabhu ended up singing this verse from a literature named Kavya Prakash. And Kavya Prakash is written by Acharya Mammat. So Kavya Prakash has this verse, यह कौमार हरस एव हि वरस्ता एव चैत्रक्षवा ते चोन्मीलितमालिति सुरभय प्रौढा कदम्बानिला सा चैवास्मि तथापि तत्र सुरत व्यापारलीलाविधौ रेवारोदसि वेतसि तरुतले चेतः समुत्कण्ठते. So this is a verse from an ordinary poetic literature named Kavya Prakash. Although Kavya Prakash is a brilliant work, we said Kavya Prakashasya Tika Grihe Grihe. It was such a brilliant work that in every household of India there was a commentary on Kavya Prakash. So, but from a devotee point of view, it's a mundane literature explaining poetics. So for a sannyasi to read Kavya and sing Kavya was considered to be very mundane in those days, because sannyasi is supposed to absorb himself in Vedanta. So Srila Rupa Goswami created a parallel verse, which is Priyah Soyam Krishna Sahachari Kurukshetra Milita Tata Hamsa Radha. So that verse we have also seen. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came one day to meet Rupa Goswami, so Rupa Goswami was writing a specific verse in his drama named Vidagdha Madhava. And Mahaprabhu was accompanied by Haridas Thakur. So both of them came and Rupa Goswami was busy writing a literature. So Mahaprabhu immediately said, show us the verse that you are writing. So at that time, they see a verse which is from Vidagdha Madhava. And that verse is glorifying the two syllables of the name of Krishna. Krishna, these two syllables. Tunde tandavini ratim vitanute tundavali labdhaye karna kroda kadambini ghatayate karnarbudebhya spriha chetah prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyanam krite नो जाने जनिता की यद्भिरमृतैः कृष्णेति वर्णद्वयैः. So this was the verse which expressed sweetness of the two syllables of the name of Krishna. Mahaprabhu was so happy. He was so pleased with Srila Rupa Goswami that next day when Mahaprabhu was with devotees, Mahaprabhu asked Rupa Goswami to sing some verses. So Rupa Goswami first sang the verse which he had composed on Rath Yatra, Priya Soyam Krishna. Then Mahaprabhu asked Rupa Goswami to speak the verse from Vidagdha Madhava. And Rupa Goswami became a little shy, said, no, I don't want to speak. Why does Rupa Goswami become shy? Because Rupa Goswami understands that dharma ksharati kirtanat, that one's religiosity is lost by self-advertisement. Dharma ksharati kirtanat. So one should not self-advertise oneself too much, because the more one self-advertises oneself, the more popularity one gains, the more that person loses dharma. So Rupa Goswami understood this thing, and therefore he was shy. But after many times he was asked, so Rupa Goswami uttered this verse, Tunde Tandavini Ratim, and everybody was very happy. Especially happy was Sri Ramanand Rai. Sri Ramanand Rai then asked Rupa Goswami that, please tell me, what drama are you writing? So this is a question from one expert connoisseur of drama to another expert connoisseur. So Sri Ramanand Rai, who has written himself a drama, he is asking Rupa Goswami, what drama are you writing? Rupa Goswami was shy, he did not reply. So Sri Swarup Damodar Goswami replied that previously Rupa Goswami was writing one drama which was describing Vrindavan Leela as well as Mathura and Dwarka Leela. But now on the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is split it into two books. One is called Vidagdha Madhav and the other is called Lalit Madhav. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says there that when this discussion was happening, Vidagdha Madhav was still being written. So this discussion between Mahaprabhu and Ramanand Rai and Rupa Goswami and Swarup Damodar Goswami was happening in Jagannath Puri in 1515 AD. So the year was 1515 and Vidagdha Madhav was completed in 1532. So we can count that 17 years after the conversation in Jagannath Puri, the drama got completed. Srila Rupa Goswami took 17 years to complete Vidagdha Madhav, and he was meditating upon these pastimes every single day. So we can understand what is 17 years of effort of Srila Rupa Goswami that is condensed into the drama named Vidagdha Madhav. And there are so many technical terms in the drama. Today I cannot touch on all of those terms. I will just try to touch on few of those terms. Sri Ramananda Rai said, first and foremost, he asked Rupa Goswami that please recite the Nandi Shloka. Nandi Shloka means, what is the meaning of Nandi? Nandi means Nandayati, Anandayati, Sabhajanan, iti Nandi. A verse which gives delight to the audience, an auspicious verse, is known as Nandi. So Nandi basically is a Mangalacharan verse. And this Mangalacharan verse is composed to drive away any inauspiciousness for the drama. Originally, drama is described in the Natya Shastra of Bharat Muni. And it is described there that the first drama was done in front of Lord Brahma, and all the demigods arranged for the first drama. but the demons attacked that first drama in history. So then they had various means to drive away evils, and one of those means is Nandi. Nandi Shlok is an introductory auspicious verse. So Rupa Goswami then recited the introductory verse from Lalit Madhav, and that introductory verse is about Shikharini. Now, maybe sometime some devotee who has discussed this verse might have explained what is Shikharini. That is the first verse of Vidagdha Madhav, and this first verse of Vidagdha Madhav is composed in such a way that it gives immense joy and immense delight to those who are reading that verse. And for those of us who have heard this verse is an extremely beautiful verse because it gives that sweetness of drinking a juice named Shikharini. In Jagannath Puri, they give a juice named Shikharini. And this verse of Vidagdha Madhav is also written in the meter Shikharini. So the verse is speaking about Shikharini, and the meter of the verse is also Shikharini. Sudharam Chandrinam Madhurima Unmadadamani Dadhana Radhadhi Pranayaghana Sarai Surabhitam Samantat Santapodgama Vishama Samsara Sarane Pranitam de Trishnam Haratu Hari Lila Shikharini. This is the first verse. It says that may this cooling juice Shikharini of these pastimes of Srimati Radha with Krishna, may they cool you down completely and extinguish all the blazing fires of material existence in the life of all of you devotees. So Srila Rupa Goswami composed a beautiful Nandi verse, and then Rai Ramanand asked that who is the Ishtadev of your drama? So Rupa Goswami was again a little shy. Then he was again asked who is the Ishtadev. So then Rupa Goswami spoke that verse, Anarpita Charim Chirat, which was explained by Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji in her class very nicely. So where she explained the various meanings, hidden meanings given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary. So after he spoke this verse, Anarpita Charim Chirat, and this verse was about Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu said this is Atistuti, this is over glorification. But all other devotees praised that sweet verse. So dear devotees, this is where we enter into the universe of Srila Rupa Goswami's drama. Traditionally, Kavya means poetry, is classified into two types. One is called as Shravya Kavya and another is called as Drishya Kavya. Shravya Kavya is poetry which is enjoyed simply by hearing. You simply hear that poetry and you relish. Example of Shravya Kavya is Gopal Champu. Now, Gopal Champu is not a drama. Gopal Champu is a champu. So it is a kavya. It's supposed to be read, heard, and then you relish it like that. So poetry which is relished by hearing is called as Shravya Kavya. And second type of kavya is Drishya Kavya. Drishya means poetry which is relished by witnessing through the eyes. So this is known as Drishya Kavya. And this Drishya Kavya is also known as Rupaka. So whatever we see, whatever plays, acts, dramas we see, which are performed arts are known as Drishya Kavya. So these performed arts are known as Drishya Kavya or Rupaka. And these performed arts or Rupaka are of 10 types. The 10 types of Rupaka, the first and foremost type is Natak. So Natak is the first type of Rupaka. Besides Natak, there are also 9 other types. That is Prakaran, Bhan, Prahasan, Dimya, Yog, Samavakar, Pithi, Anka, Ihamrika. 10 types of dramas, visual dramas. So the first is Natak. And Rupa Goswami is composing a Natak. So at that point of time, Sri Rai Ramananda asked about a technical term which is called as Prarochana. Now, what is Prarochana? Prarochana is basically, it is a verse which is written to attract the attention of the audience by glorifying the place, time, pastime, drama, etc. That is called as Prarochana. So, Srila Rupa Goswami gave the Prarochana. He explained what is the Prarochana. And in this way, he started explaining the drama. So, dear devotees, this is what a drama is, a natak is. A natak is basically performed arts. It's performed on the stage. And every natak should have what is called as amukha. Amukha is introduction to the drama. Amukha is where a particular sutradhar is the stage manager. He enters into the scene, and after entering into the scene, he gives the introduction. That is known as amukha. Srila Rupa Goswami also explained the amukha of the drama. And in this Vidagdha Madhava, the sutrakar or the stage manager is none other than Srila Rupa Goswami himself. So he is the sutradhar, and he is the one who is presenting the drama. And Srila Rupa Goswami in the beginning of Vidagdha Madhava has given many brilliant verses, many brilliant verses in the beginning of Vidagdha Madhava. First and foremost, Srila Rupa Goswami says that I am Laghu Rupa. Laghu Rupa means I am a very insignificant person named Rupa. But still, I am writing this drama. And I am writing this drama, and I am sure that it will be accepted by devotees with great respect. They will respect this drama and they will drink the nectar of this drama. Although I am a very insignificant Rupa, Laghu Rupa. Why so? And then he gives an analogy. He says, usually people don't respect water that has come from a well, an ordinary well. Because water which has been pulled from a well, insignificant. People use it for bathing. People use it for all washing utensils, etc. But Rupa Goswami says, when that water of the well, it comes in contact with a Shaligram Shila, and it is used to bathe the Shaligram Shila, then people accept that water of the well with such great delight and respect upon their head and drink that water. Similarly, I am Rupa, most insignificant person. But since my drama is touching the pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna, therefore intelligent people will definitely accept this drama with great respect and drink the nectars of this drama. So in this way, Rupa Goswami begins his prastavana, or what is known as amukha. In this amukha, he gives an introduction of the subject matter. And after giving this introduction of subject matter, then our main drama begins. And our main drama begins, and what happens at that point of time is that Sutradhar, that is Rupa Goswami, he says, I had a dream by Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva told me that there are various Rasikas. Rasikas means the various devotees of the Lord who have come to Keshi Ghat, and they are dying from separation of Krishna. And I, Rupa Goswami, that is Sutradhar, the drama manager, should present some nectarian pastimes to revive their lives. Then suddenly a sub actor comes. A sub actor is called Pariparshvika. This Pariparshvika comes and says that if you have decided on a drama, have you also decided on the actors? Said yes. And then he says, yes, the actors are ready to arrive. So at that point of time, Rupa Goswami again begs forgiveness from the audience and says, please forgive me once again for my boldness of trying to compose this drama. I am a very low class person, but even a low class person such as a goldsmith is traditionally considered to be niche jati, low class. But a goldsmith, when he uses fire, when he creates a fire, that fire can purify even the blemishes of gold. So I am a very low class person, but the drama I have created has the fire of separation and union of Srimati Radha and Krishna. And this fire can purify even the greatest of souls. At that time, the sub-actor Pariparshvik says, but there are some udasinas. Udasinas means some people don't like drama at all. They like something else. They are not rasikas. They like philosophy. They like Vedanta. They like all other subject matters, but they are not interested in drama. So Rupa Goswami says, Udasatam nam rasana bhigya kritau tavani rasika spuranti क्रमेलकैकामुपेक्षितेऽपि पिका सुखं यान्ति परं रसाले. Those who are in the audience but are udasin, who don't like dramas, let them be as they are. Let them neglect the drama. I have no issues at all. But I am sure that those who are like-minded rasikas, they will definitely thoroughly relish this drama. He gives an example and says, the mango tree is the sweetest of them all. Of all trees, the sweetest is mango tree. The mango fruit is the sweetest. But the camel ignore the mangoes and instead chew upon thorns. So is it the mango's fault that the camels ignore the mangoes? Definitely it is not the mango's fault. Even though the camels ignore the mangoes, still the cuckoos and other birds thoroughly relish those mangoes. The parrots relish the mangoes. So many nice birds, rasika birds relish the mangoes. So I will still compose this drama. At that point of time, Srila Rupa Goswami introduces the Amukha named Pravartak. So because in the verse we were discussing, Rai Ramananda asked, which is the Amukha? And Rupa Goswami says, according to Kalochit Samay, according to the proper time, the Amukha, the introduction that I have selected is called Pravartaka. So at that time, Rupa Goswami begins describing the entry scene. And the entry scene is described through a verse which is in the Pravartaka style. Pravartaka style means the verse has two meanings. It describes the beauty of the season, appropriate season, Kalochita Sama, Kala Sama, appropriate season. It should have two meanings. And one of those meanings should introduce the character. So Rupa Goswami, who is the Sutradhar, then he sings the Pravartak verse. Soyam vasanta samayah samiyaya yasmin purnam tamishwaramupodhanavanuragam gudhagraharuchiraya saharadhayasau rangaya sangamayitani shipaurnamasi. This last line, Paurnamasi, has two meanings. Paurnamasi is the full moon night. Paurnamasi is also the character of our drama Vidagdha Madhava. We all know who Paurnamasi is. So Paurnamasi plays a very important role. Yogamaya Paurnamasi plays a very important role in the meeting of Radha and Krishna. So this verse has dual meanings. One meaning is saying that on the full moon night, Purnamasi, this full moon night facilitates the meeting of Radha. Radha is basically the Vishakha Nakshatra, the constellation named Vishakha, with Vidhu, with our Chandra, with the moon. And the alternate meaning is our Purnamasi Devi facilitates the meeting of Radha with our Vrajavidhu Lord Sri Krishna. So this is what the basic plain vanilla meaning of the verse is. And then after that verse, suddenly the first act of the drama begins and Purnamasi enters at that point of time. So at that point of time, Purnamasi enters, and along with Purnamasi, there is another character there. That character's name is Nandi Mukhi. So Purnamasi arrives on the stage and she says that her task is to facilitate the union of Srimati Radharani and Krishna because they are immensely attracted to each other. But there is one problem here. What is the problem? That due to the fear of Kamsa, Srimati Radharani has been married off to somebody else. She should have been married to Krishna, but she has been married to Abhimanyu. Actually, Radharani loves Krishna, and Krishna also loves Radharani. But because of the fear of Kamsa, and that Kamsa he will harm Srimati Radharani because he cannot harm Krishna, so he will try to harm Srimati Radharani. Therefore, Radharani has been married to somebody else. But since she has been married to Abhimanyu, Abhimanyu has become a very suspicious person because he doesn't see the characteristics of a devoted wife in Radharani. And therefore, he wants to take her away to Mathura. And Purnamasi wants to prevent Abhimanyu from taking Radharani to Mathura. At that point of time, Nandi Mukhi, she also arrives. So Nandi Mukhi, she says that, I have also heard that there is another problem, that there is another Sakhi named Chandravali. She is also immensely eager to attain Lord Krishna. Srimati Radharani worships Surya and Chandravali worships Chandi. So both of them are trying their best to attain Krishna. At that time, Purnamasi says to Nandi Mukhi, you go to meet Vishakha Sakhi and tell Vishakha to make a painting of Krishna and take that painting whenever she meets Radharani next time. So that scene ends. Nandi Mukhi goes to meet Vishakha. After that, another scene begins and Nanda and Yashoda and Krishna enter into the scene. At that point of time, Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda are discussing about finding a suitable girl for Krishna. But Yashoda says that Krishna is very small in age. Right now is not a good age for his marriage. Krishna also gets a little embarrassed by this and says, just stop this discussion. So both of them go out of the stage, Yashoda and Nanda. Then Krishna is shown in Vrindavan. So Krishna is roaming in Vrindavan. Krishna becomes attracted to the beauty of Vrindavan and Krishna starts playing on his flute. And Balram is immensely glorifying this flute play of Lord Krishna. Even the demigods become so attracted, they come down. And Krishna becomes a little shy because, so many elderly people are present. Balram is present. So along with Madhumangal, Krishna leaves for a secret inner quarter of Vrindavan. And, there along with Madhumangal, who's Priya Narma Sakha of Krishna, Krishna is discussing so many things. Now Madhumangal is so he has a peculiar habit. He is not able to control his hunger. So suddenly what happens is that Madhumangal ends up asking for a laddu from one of the latas, one of the creepers of the inner forests of Vrindavan. At that time, suddenly Paurnamasi enters and gives that laddu to Madhumangal and says, "This, take this laddu to your friend Krishna and tell him that this laddu is from the marriage of Radha and Abhimanyu." At that point of time, as soon as he hears the name of Radha, Krishna becomes very shy. He blushes out of shyness. And when Krishna blushes out of shyness, at that point of time, Purnamasi understands that Krishna's heart is also burning equally in flames of separation from Radha. So, after this, Krishna leaves, and then we see another scene where Srimati Radharani is with Lalita, and in her talking to Lalita, she indicates Vrindavan. And Lalita tells her that Vrindavan is related to Krishna. She reminds her of Krishna. As soon as she hears the name Krishna, she becomes very shy and bashful. And at this point of time, from the background, from the back of the stage, there is flute play, which is Vamshi, flute of the Lord, in Pancham Swar, in the fifth note. Playing the Vamshi in the fifth note, Radha becomes very exasperated at heart. She develops all the symptoms of ecstasy, and her heart is burning with separation. At that point of time, Vishakha enters with the painting that Nandi Mukhi had asked her to make. That painting prevents Radharani from experiencing immense pain. When she looks at the painting, she becomes calmed down. So after this, Srimati Radharani says that, she curses herself. She says, my heart it is such a difficult position. It is simultaneously attracted to three people. Who are these three people? First and foremost, my heart is attracted to the person who is playing this flute from Vrindavan. Second, my heart is attracted to Krishna. And third, my heart is attracted to this painting that Vishakha has bought. And then, all the Sakhis say Radharani that actually it is the same person, Krishna. So, at that point of time, Nandi Mukhi comes there and she asks what is happening. So, Radharani and all the Sakhis, they tell her that she is suffering from separation from Krishna. At that time, Paurnamasi also comes with Mukhra. Mukhra is the grandmother of Srimati Radharani. And at that time, Paurnamasi says that she has been affected by some ill planet and therefore she should have a darshan of Krishna in order to get rid of her. She has been, some ill planet has cast an evil eye on her. To get rid of that evil eye, she has to have a darshan of Krishna. So there is a whole lot of wordplay, Sanskrit wordplay there, which I cannot discuss in this short time. So at that point of time, there is a proposal that Sri Radharani should write a love letter towards Krishna. So Srimati Radharani writes a love letter towards Krishna, and that letter is sent to Krishna. And then the next scene is shown where Krishna is with Madhumangal, and Lalita and Vishakha come and they give this love letter of Radharani to Krishna. And when they give this love letter of Radharani to Krishna, Krishna externally says, I am not interested. And I am really not interested. At that point of time, the Sakhis also try to convince Krishna by giving the Gunja Mala of Radharani and putting it around Krishna's neck. So Krishna says, I am not interested. And Krishna wants to take out that Gunja Mala. And instead of taking out Gunja Mala, Krishna accidentally takes out another Mala and gives it back to the gopis. So the gopis also hide that Mala and take it to Srimati Radharani. When they go away, Krishna himself laments, oh, I should have not shown such a rough attitude. And then the gopis also, they try to console Srimati Radharani by giving him the mala of Krishna. So these malas have been exchanged. So Krishna also wants to write a love letter. And at that point of time, suddenly a meeting between Radharani and Krishna, both of them come together in front of each other. And then there is a quarrel because they have both realized that their malas are exchanged. And at that point of time, suddenly by hearing this commotion, loud commotion, somebody tells Jatila, and Jatila, who is the mother-in-law of Radharani, enters there, and she becomes extremely suspicious of Krishna. And at that time, their meeting is disturbed. So after that, there is, in further acts, there is a very deep, intimate narration of how both of them are brought again together. And after they are brought again together, how that is called as Abhisar. Abhisar means complete union of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. So all these things are described in Vidagdha Madhava. I can go ahead and try to describe more, but I am a little hesitant because the subject matter is very esoteric, and it requires a lot of technical expertise as well as rasa expertise to understand how the entire drama ends. So what I will do is I will give a very short summary of what happens after that. So after that, Krishna also, because they are separated, then Krishna also goes to meet Chandravali. And when he goes to meet Chandravali, Krishna accidentally experiences what is called as Gotra Skhalan. Means while speaking to Chandravali, he mistakenly addresses her as Radha. So when that happens, Chandravali becomes very angry. So Krishna, when Chandravali is with Krishna, Krishna addresses her, oh Radha, how are you? So Chandravali replies back to Krishna and says, I am okay, comes Maharaj, how are you? So Krishna says, comes. So Chandravali says, where is Radha? At that point of time, Krishna becomes very embarrassed. Very embarrassed. So this is called as Gotra Skalan. So the many technical terms are involved. Finally, Purnamasi and the gopis, they all arrange for Radha and Krishna's Abhisar. Abhisar is their complete union with each other. And that Abhisar happens, some cloth of Krishna gets exchanged. And when Jatila sees that, she becomes very angry upon Srimati Radharani. And Abhimanyu also becomes so angry that he wants to take Radharani to Mathura. But somehow, in the last act of the drama, Purnamasi convinces Abhimanyu that actually Kams has called you to Mathura so that he can slaughter you. He will offer a bali of you to the devatas and then take Radha away from you. So when Abhimanyu falls into this trap, then Abhimanyu desists from going to Mathura, and Srimati Radharani remains back in Brajadham, and the Abhisar, that is the union of Srimati Radharani and Krishna, is facilitated by Purnamasi once again. The Purnamasi is the main facilitator in Vidagdha Madhava. It's a very sweet drama, but the unfortunate thing is it is a Drishya Kavya. It is a drama which should be experienced through the eyes primarily by seeing the expressions of the actors. but I am trying to make it Shravya Kavya. I am trying to make all of you hear it. So Adrishya Kavya will always remain Adrishya Kavya. So it will not remain a Shravya Kavya. It cannot become Shravya Kavya. So the relishment is less in trying to hear Adrishya Kavya. But still I try to describe to the best of my capability something about Vidagdha Madhava. But I cannot go deeper into this because there are some things which are better left unexplained. It is better that the devotees who are bhajananandis, they go deeper into this because it's not for public discourse. And I know that Srila Prabhupada will not be very happy if I try to speak of this on a public forum. So still I would like to say that, although my descriptions are not perfect, but still I am sure that all of you must have relished to some extent whatever I tried to say. I will end with a verse, that I always use. I am very inspired by this verse. This verse is composed by the devotee poet Sri Harisuri, and he says this thing: सौभाग्यास्पदमेकमस्ति महिला भालेषु चेत् कुङ्कुमम् सौभाग्यप्रतिपादनाय तदलं किं तत्र भूषान्तरै एवं मत्कविता प्रगल्भवनिता सौभाग्यसन्धायकम् मुख्यं श्रीपतिभूषणं विजयते न्यास्तां नवालङ्कृति. He says, Saubhagyaspadam ekam asti mahila bhaleshu chet kumkumam. For a lady, on her entire body, there is only one ornament that is needed for her to denote her auspicious nature. What is that? Harisuri says, after she nicely wears her clothes, she only needs to put one ornament, that is kumkuma, her sindur. Saubhagya pratipadanaya tadalam, that one ornament, her sindur, is sufficient to denote her beauty and auspiciousness. Kim tatra bhushantarai, she does not need any other alankars. Alankar here means ornaments. She doesn't need any other ornaments to show her auspiciousness. Evam matkavita pragalbhavanita. So Harisuri says, similarly, my descriptions are also like this. My descriptions of Krishna Lila are also like this. They may not be having any alankars. Alankar here has a second meaning, figure of speech. My descriptions may not be having any alankars, but my description has the sindur of Lord Krishna on its forehead. Therefore, even if there are no other alankars, still my descriptions are perfect and auspicious, dear devotees. So at this point of time, I would like to pause my narration, and I would like to say thank you once again to all of you who kindly assembled and listened to this short narration of Vidagdha Madhava. Actually, it should be discussed verse by verse, but I don't know when we will get time to do that. But thank you very much, dear devotees. I'm once again thankful to all the wonderful organizers of Bhakti Sangha Japa group. The main ones whom I know are Shama Gauri Mataji, Priti Vilasini Mataji, Kirtida Sundari Mataji. But there are many more in the background, I have been informed. So my thanks and pranams to all of you who are working so well, so hard to bring this. And once again, if there is any mistake, please excuse me. Yadatra skalitam kinchit vidvam sah purayantu tat. Yadatra saushtavam kinchit tat guru reva me nahi. If there was any mistake, please, all the learned souls, correct me, rectify me. But if you found anything nice, please understand that it belongs to my Guru Janas, it doesn't belong to me. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, what a beautiful session. You really immersed us in this beautiful ocean of Nataka. It was so nice to hear from you. Thank you for such beautiful descriptions. I'm very grateful that you came on this call and you spoke on this most esoteric topic. And when we hear from you, it is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Thank you. And Prabhuji, I have one question. My question is, you were talking about Drishya Nataka and Shravya Nataka. And you also mentioned Vidagdha Madhava is Drishya Nataka.
Drishya
So
Kavya
my
and Shravya
question,
Kavya. Drishya
Shravya
Kavya.
Kavya, not
Yeah.
okay, got it. So in that case, was it made as a play by some set of devotees after Rupa Goswami wrote it?
Yeah, Rupa Goswami wrote it as a play. So it is Natak, means it is supposed to be enacted on stage. Why is it supposed to be enacted on stage? It's very important to understand why Rupa Goswami especially chose Natak. Because Rupa Goswami could have written any type of kavya. He could have written a Shravya kavya. And he has written Shravya kavya. For example, he has written Hamsadut. Hamsadut is supposed to be read and relished. So it's not a drama. But when it comes as a Natak, when the term Natak is added to the title, this means that it is a Drishya kavya. With Drishya kavya, what happens is that you have to enact it. Now, why is it supposed to be enacted? Because in this age of Kali, people are so ignorant that they cannot understand all the nuances of kavya and then read a kavya and relish the ras. So a very quick way of making them experience ras is for somebody to enact it on stage, because when somebody enacts it on stage, what happens is that there is tadatmya, there is oneness of heart of audience and the actors. So this tadatmya, and when the actor is experiencing the ras, because of this tadatmya, this oneness of heart of actor and audience, the audience also starts experiencing an abhas of the ras. They start experiencing a semblance of the ras. And that in itself makes them very fortunate. Rupa Goswami says in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, fortunate are the individuals who have experienced bhavabhas, even a semblance of bhav, because rest assured, these people are fully purified souls. They have cried for Krishna. So they are fully purified souls, and their path back to Godhead has begun. Most fortunate people who have experienced even a semblance of bhav. And a very easy way to do that is through drama. Because when they see the patras of drama, that time they become bhava vihval. They become overwhelmed with that bhava, which is present originally in the characters of the drama. And when they become like that, the main purpose, that is rasa nishpatti, that is rasa swadan, is immediately possible without knowing the technical details of poetry. So that is the reason why Drishya Kavya is preferred over Shravya Kavya. Because for Shravya Kavya, you have to have everything, all the Vidyas. So it is all the Vidyas, all the sciences have to come together in order to make a Shravya Kavya. Also for a Drishya Kavya, but Drishya Kavya, somebody can act it out and show it to an audience. So that is what it is.
Beautiful, very nice. Prabhuji, if you have time for questions, we have some questions coming up. Can I unmute?
Sure. Yeah, I have all the time.
Okay, Sumit Prabhu, can you please go ahead?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji Dandatnam. Prabhuji, a question. I have one question. What you said about at that time they seen that person from Vidagdha Madhava, the two words. What was the two words?
Two syllables of the name Krishna, Krish and Na.
Krishna. Okay. And one more thing is this. What you stated from Vrindavan Chakravarti Thakur?
Vrindavan Chakravarti?
Vrindavan Chakravarti. Sorry, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Sorry.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, what did I state? If you can remind me something, I will.
You had just mentioned Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, but you had not mentioned the code. What is said?
Acha, maybe Prabhu,
Just before,
if somebody.
just before you had said, it gives you sweetness like more than shikarni, which is the juice in Jagannath Puri, and then
Uh,
later you said Chakravarti.
so
Vishwanath
I was
Chakravarti.
saying that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has commented upon the verse and explained the meanings of the verse. That is what I said. The commentary on the verses has been written by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti. That is what I was
Okay,
saying. So he
okay,
has explained the hidden meanings as to what is the meaning of Shikharani, what is the meaning of Ghanasar. All these things he has explained the hidden meanings, because Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur he explained all the kavyas, most of the kavyas of Rupa Goswami. Jiva Goswami also explained most of the kavyas of Srila Rupa Goswami. So Srila Jiva Goswami and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur are primary commentators upon the works of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. That is what I was saying.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Kirtida Sundari Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much for such a beautiful nectar. You overpowered on us. You showered that nectar on us. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. I just have one question, that this Vidagdha Madhava Nataka, some sections are being described in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antelila, right? So while going through, we will be touching upon some of the topics of Vidagdha Madhava. So is it okay to go through it? Like, I don't know, like you said, that how Prabhupada won't be happy if we discuss this with Madhava, let the readers, the individuals, let them be on their own and they can read it on their own. And in the last line, while ending the session, you said that this Nataka should be such that it has to be, taken verse by verse. So how should we take it, Prabhu? Because in Chaitanya Charitamrita, a lot of coming verses will be there. And to explain those verses, to understand those verses, we have to go in little bit of the pastime of Vidagdha Madhava. Like, we have to discuss that pastime.
So my recommendation is that whatever is found in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that much can be studied, because see, our conference is a public forum, and Rupa Goswami's intended audience for Vidagdha Madhav is different. Rupa Goswami's intended audience for Vidagdha Madhav is Rasika Bhaktas. So let's say if we start discussing it in an audience which there are some bhaktas who are arasika, then there is every possibility that somebody may raise an objection and say, why are you doing this? And why, what is your qualification? There are some individuals who immediately raise questions on other people's qualification. So Srila, I'm sorry, I'm using a difficult example here. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Krishna Samhita compares such individuals to Dhenukasur. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in Krishna Samhita, you can read it up in Krishna Samhita, that Dhenukasur, the demon Dhenukasur, is also present in the heart of some demons, some devotees. Some devotees' hearts, Dhenukasur is present. How is he present? This Dhenukasur himself doesn't eat the high tal fruit, which is very high up, and he doesn't allow others to eat. Similarly, there are certain individuals who are devotees, but as soon as you bring up these topics, they will say, oh, it is very esoteric, neither I can relish nor you can relish, nobody can relish. And just close the book and you only read the basics, that's all. So they will say like that. So I am afraid of such devotees, let me be very honest. I am afraid because they are arasika, they are not like-minded. And when they are not like-minded, what is the point of discussing? There is a verse I was taught in my childhood. My father used to say that discuss a drama, discuss in an audience, a Hriday audience. Because he gave an example. A sweet drama is like a box of mithai, box of sweets. But even if one dead fly enters into it, it is capable of giving diarrhea to the entire marriage party. So similarly, if one Arasika enters into the audience, they are capable of giving pain to the entire audience and spoil the mood of the drama. So ideally, some Sahriday and Rasik Jana should be found. And ideally, when devotees would read this drama, they would cry actually. So it's a very esoteric drama in private with a few selected devotees. Those who are qualified, they should read. And that is all I can suggest, because Rupa Goswami did not write it for public drama performances, only for private drama performances that he has written these things. So this is my analysis after reading Vidagdha Madhava. It is written only for Rasika Bhaktas, not for Jana Samanya. That is what it is. So my suggestion is, whatever is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we can relish that much, and if we have some more desire, then we can relish Vidagdha Madhava. There is a commentary written upon it. A commentary is explaining many secrets about Vidagdha Madhava. You can read it with the commentary.
Thank you, Prabhu. And that commentary is written by whom?
It's attributed to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. But some people say that, it's written by an unknown author. But whatever it is, the commentary is very helpful in understanding the entire drama. I will show you the edition that I have. It's a very old edition of Vidagdha Madhava. I will share my screen with you, and maybe you can see here. So this is the edition of Vidagdha Madhava which I referred to. This was published in Maharashtra by Tukaram Javaji, and is a Pandit who edited it was another one from Maharashtra. His name is Kashinath Pandurang Parab. So these two Pandits, and along with Bhavadat Shastri, they edited this. But the commentary just says with a commentary, it doesn't list the author of the commentary. So the Vidagdha Madhava of Sri Rupadeva Goswami with the commentary, this was printed in Kavyamala series. You can see the year of publishing here. Year of publishing is 1903. And the price is 1 rupee and 24 paisa. That is the price. I paid that price. So I hope it would be that easy to pay that price, but it's
Price is really high, Prabhu. As Rupa Goswami in one of the words in Chaitanya Charitamrita also mentions, the qualification to see this drama, to hear, to understand this drama is that you have to be 24/7, absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna. So price is really high. But thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for all your efforts, and thank you for accepting the request. Thank you for coming on the call. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. We have Sureshwar Shyam Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhu. This is one of the difficult chapters in Chaitanya Charitamrita to understand, and very relishable, Prabhuji, to hear from you. It gives a good summary for us. Prabhuji, I have one basic question, and if you have time, I have another question from Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, here my basic question is: this is a drama. Is it a real drama, or is it imagination from Rupa Goswami?
very nice.
Radhe, Radhe.
Beautiful. So let me speak something which Rupa Goswami himself has specified, because it's important to see from the perspective of Rupa Goswami whether this drama is, it is imagined drama, or it is really based on historical incidents. Is that the question, Prabhu, that you are asking?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Okay. So I have the text of a book named Nataka Chandrika. So Nataka Chandrika I will show you. And this Nataka Chandrika, I hope you can see the screen now, Nataka Chandrika. So Nataka Chandrika, one of the first few verses, it says, Atha iti vrittam. Atha means now. Iti vrittam. Iti vrittam means now the subject matter of the drama. So how to select the subject matter of the drama? Rupa Goswami himself is writing in Natak Chandrika. Rupa Goswami says, iti vrittam bhavet. The subject matter, the main theme of the drama is Tridha. You can see at the end of the verse Tridha. So Tridha means it is of three types. What are the three types? First is Khyatam, second is Kliptam, third is Mishram. These are the three types of the subject themes of drama. Three types of themes. So what are these three? Khyatam, Kliptam, Mishram. Rupa Goswami says Shastra Prasiddham Khyatam. What is given in historically in Shastra is known as Khyat. Kliptam, Kavi Vinirmitam. Kliptam is imagined, which is made by the Kavi. And next he says Tayoho Sankuluta Mishram Kliptam. And if a mixture of Khyat and Klip is known as Mishra. And finally he said Kliptam Varjam tu Natake. That in a Natak, in a drama, this Klipta, that is imagination, is Varja. Varja means it should not be done. So in a drama, Klipta should, or imaginary play should not be made. Then question arises that from where has Srila Rupa Goswami taken the subject matter of Vidagdha Madhava? And where from has he gotten the names of these various characters? So the subject matter has been taken from Padma Puran, Patal Khand, chapter 69 and 70. So I hope, Prabhu, that answers the question.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. So these are those are the pastimes of the Lord. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Prabhu, one more question, Prabhu. If anybody.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm here.
It's a different question, Prabhu. It's from Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhu, can you share your screen? This is from Canto 1, chapter 8, verse 23.
1:8:23.
Yes, Prabhu. This is more from.
Just 1 minute, Prabhu.
Yeah, please, Prabhu.
Yata Rishikesha Khalena Devaki.
Yes, Prabhuji. So my question, Prabhu. So this is prayers by Queen Kunti. So this is a standard, Prabhu. Like this question will be applicable for many verses. So the way I read it, right, Prabhu, when I'm reading Sanskrit, Yata Rishikesha Kalena Devaki. So what I'm thinking is Kalena Devaki. I'm thinking Kalena is enviousness. So I'm thinking here Devaki is envious, right? And Kamsa word is coming later. I was like, for a general person like me, Kalena, Kamsa, and Devaki should come like that. So that is my question and confusion, Prabhu.
Okay. So Prabhu, for this, the only thing I can say is that for this, what is required is knowledge of the grammar of the language. Very much required that one should have the knowledge of the grammar of the language. Why one should have the knowledge of the grammar? Because you said Devaki, Khalena, and Khalena goes with Devaki, but Khalena goes with Kamsena. Can you see the ena at the end of both of them, Khalena and Kamsena? If you can hear the ena at end of both of them, then you can understand that Rishikesha Khalena Devaki Kamsena. So Kamsena and Khalena go together. Now if you want to see how the verse is explained by the people who know Sanskrit, so I want to show you that, and I will share my screen with you so that you can see that, Prabhuji. And please see, can you see my screen, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, see here. Can you see Yatha He Rishikesha? Can you see here?
Yes.
He Rishikesha, He Vibho. Vibho is also there in the verse.
Yes.
Khalena Durjanena Kamsena. See here. Ati Chiram Ruddha Shucha Putra Shokenarpita Vyapta Devaki Tvaya Yatha Vimochita. Tatha Ahamapi Muhurvaram Vavaram Vipad Ganat Saha Atmajat Vayaiva Nathena Mochita. Chakaran Mahan Visheshaha Suchitaha. So I will explain to you. Oh Hey Rishikesha means oh Rishikesha. Hey Vibho, oh all powerful. Khalena Durjanena Kamsena. By the ruffian, by the rascal Kamsa. Ati Chiram. Ati Chiram for a long time. Ruddha Shucha. Ruddha, she was bound. Who was bound? And Shucha means Putra Shokena Arpita Vyapta Devaki. So she was lamenting Devaki, Tvaya Yatha Vimochita. And as you rescued Devaki, Tatha Ahamapi, in this way, similar way, I also, Muhur, Varam, Muhur means again and again, Vipad Ganat, from all the difficulties, Saha Atmaja, along with all my sons, so Tvayaiva Nathena Vimochita. I was rescued by you alone, O dear Lord. So Chakaran Mahan Vishesha Suchita. There is also a cha in there, which denotes great significance. So you have to rearrange the words, and the rearrangement is done by the commentators, and the commentators, even if the commentators know Sanskrit and they have done the rearrangement, they said Khalena goes with Kamsena, and even somebody who knows Sanskrit also understands that adjective and the adjectivized term both have the same declension. So for this reason, if the knowledge of Sanskrit is required for this, unfortunately sometimes devotees say we don't need any knowledge of Sanskrit for understanding Shastra. So it's like saying we don't need any knowledge of English to understand Shakespeare. So when we read Shakespeare, somebody who doesn't know English but wants to read Shakespeare, they have to read a translation of Shakespeare. Similarly, when one wants to read Shastra but when one doesn't know the language of Shastra, then they have to depend on the translation of Shastra. So my suggestion is, if we don't know the original language of the Shastra, then we should depend on the translation. That is a safe path for us. Otherwise, we should study from the original language if it is possible for us to study. So that is the answer to this question.
Yeah, thank you very much, Prabhu. It's clear. Yeah, thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
There's one more person you want to ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Such a beautiful class. I just wanted to add that you took a Shravya Kavya and made it into a Drishya Kavya for us. And thank you so much for that. I just have one question, Prabhuji. You were mentioning about the pa note or the pa swara. And I was wondering about the significance, because if I'm not wrong, I've read that even Brahma heard the pa, right? And he got the knowledge from the Lord. So what is so significant about this pa?
Brahma heard tapa. That is what Brahma heard. And what we are discussing here is it is the fifth note of the flute, which is known as Pancham. So Pancham Swar, there are various animals in nature, and various animals in nature are they have one swara fit into their throats. So the Pancham Swar pa is fit into the throat of the cuckoo, and when the cuckoo cries, when she really cries out, at that point of time it's a very loud pitched sound, and that loud pitched sound is very piteous to hear. It evokes Karun Ras. Karun Ras is the mellow of piteousness in the listener. For this reason, Krishna usually plays Pancham Swar to evoke piteousness, the feeling of piteousness in the heart of Sri Radha. That devoid of you, I am dying here in separation of you. So this is why he plays Pancham Swar, and this Pancham Swar also similar feeling in her heart. And she also starts crying and experiencing feelings of separation from him. So that is the purpose of the fifth swar.
Well, thank you, Prabhuji, and thank you for clarifying that. Maybe I got confused with something else. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Also, I was wondering, as a devotee, we read and understand, and I've heard from other speakers too that, sometimes when there is too much of music and drama happening, the devotee's attention may go to the more of the aesthetics of the of the music or of the kirtan or the drama rather than the actual purpose of it. So how can we as devotees, try to develop a mindset so that we can concentrate on the purport of the kirtan and the and the dramas, because sometimes personally, since I'm also a music enthusiast, I may get carried away too with the music. So how can I guard myself, and how can I look at it in a very devotional point of view?
Okay. So thank you for asking this question, because this question was my own personal doubt for a long time, and my doubt about this question was resolved when I started studying this devotee poet Sri Hari Suri, because he himself, he used to perform what is known as kirtan. Now when we say kirtan in ISKCON means a completely different thing, and in Hari Suri's Vaishnav Sampradaya, kirtan means a completely different thing. Kirtan for them means kirtan like Tukaram Maharaj, like Saint Tukaram. What is kirtan? Kirtan means they will gather in a temple at night, and the main kirtankar means the person who is singing the kirtan, he will stand for the entire night, and while standing for the entire night he will have one musical instrument in his hand, and all the audience will be sitting around him. There will be no mic or nothing else. On the strength of his voice, the kirtankar has to speak Hari Katha throughout the night. This is on the night of Ekadashi, because you are supposed to stay awake for Ekadashi during the night. So during Sri Hari Suri's time, there used to be something known as Chaturmas Vrat. Chaturmas Vrat means for 4 months of rainy season, Sri Hari Suri would gather in one of the temples of Nasik. This is the same temple that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited when he came to Nasik. So he would be there in Nasik in that temple, and every night he would keep standing for 10 hours, and he would have this musical instrument. He would explain Bhagavatam verses, and in between he would sing. Now it's a very important thing that he says that there is a very thin line between when katha stops when the domain of drama starts. So if you are doing a katha, then there is a very thin line as to where katha stops and where drama starts, and that thin line should never be breached. But if you are performing a drama, you have complete freedom, you can shout on the stage. But suppose if I am speaking some katha, and in the middle of katha I start shouting loudly, this means that my katha has clearly entered into the domain of Nataka. And this is something which a katha speaker should avoid at all costs. It is one of the faults of speaking a katha. Similarly, when we are doing a kirtan, the main aim of doing a kirtan is smaran and evoking ras in the heart of the devotees. The main aim of doing katha is also the same, smaran and evoking ras in the heart of the devotees. If that remains the main purpose and everything else becomes the assistant, that is most desirable. But if showing one's capabilities becomes the main purpose, and then experience of ras becomes the secondary purpose, then that is where it becomes inappropriate or not recommended. A person may do that, but when a person does that, then by speaking that katha or by speaking that kirtan, they get secondary results. They don't get the primary result of speaking katha or kirtan. What is the primary result of speaking katha or kirtan? So Sri Hari Suri in his Sampradaya, they have pointed out that anybody who does katha or kirtan, they should remember 2 or 3 verses which are given in the Bhagavad Gita. And I am going to show these verses to you, and these verses should be understood by all of us, especially by those who are performing kirtan or by individuals like myself who are performing katha. So in the Sampradaya of Sri Harisuri, they say that katha is basically a tapasya. Tapasya means it is an austerity. And the Bhagavad Gita says that austerity is of 3 types. Please see here, 17.11. Afalakankshiਭir yagyo vidhi dishto ya ijjate yashtavyameveti mana samadhaya satvika. One is in the mode of goodness, where any sacrifice, see, our speaking of katha is a sacrifice. It is Sankirtan Yagya. Kirtan is Yagya, sacrifice. So that sacrifice which is performed according to directions of scripture. So as I told you, the main thing should be rasa. The main thing should be smaran in the heart of the audience. And it is performed as a matter of duty. Why should I do this? Because it is my duty to speak. And by those who desire no reward. In the heart, I should not desire something ulterior from it. If my desire is that, oh, I will speak only if 500 people are attending my kirtan or my katha, then I am desiring some ulterior reward. Then somebody who doesn't desire this, his katha or kirtan is in the nature of goodness. Then they point out the next verse. Abhisandaya tu phalam dambartham api chaivayat ijjate bharata shrestha tam yagyam vidhi rajasam. What is in the mode of passion? What is kirtan yagya in the mode of passion? He said, but that sacrifice, Sankirtan Yagya, performed for some material benefit, or for the sake of pride, or for showing oneself, that for showing that I am a very great person who speaks or who sings Kirtan very nicely, or who speaks very nicely. That should be understood to be in the mode of passion. And finally, Vidhihinam asrishtanam mantrahinam adakshinam shraddha virahitam yagyam tamasam parichakshate. So any sacrifice performed without regard for direction of scripture, person comes to speak some katha and speaks some mundane nonsense, doesn't have any direction of scripture, just says today I read this in the newspaper and I am going to discuss this today in the Bhagavatam class. So this is without direction of scripture, without distribution of prasadam, and without chanting of Vedic hymns and remuneration to the priests. Sometimes people come for listening to a katha, but they are so miserly, they don't give anything to the priest who is speaking it. They say, why should we give? He's supposed to give it for free. Why? It is his duty. Of course, it is his duty to give it for free, but it is also our duty to voluntarily give them something in return. Because if we don't give something, then from our side, we are in the mode of ignorance. And so both sides, it should not be in the mode of ignorance. Without faith, it is considered to be in the mode of ignorance. So the person who speaks the kirtan, who sings the kirtan, who speaks the katha, they don't expect any reward from anybody, but it is the duty of the audience to, in some way or the other, try to reciprocate with the person who is performing kirtan, because they have taken so much efforts to sing so nicely, and they have taken so many efforts to speak so nicely. So previously, when the katha or kirtan would be over, there was a tradition that a person who spoke that katha or person who spoke that kirtan, he would be gifted a brand new set of clothes along with a Shrifala. Shrifala means coconut. And along with some small dakshina would be given. So small dakshina, not something very big. A small dakshina would be given. So this is the culture of katha and kirtan. And the speaker or the kirtani, the person who's performing kirtan doesn't desire anything. That is the mode of goodness. And it desires something, some pratishtha, some fame is desired. That person is speaking or singing in the mode of passion. And a person who has complete disregard for scriptures, just speaking mental speculation, and there is absolutely no feeling of charity in the speaker as well as in the listeners, that is in the complete mode of ignorance. So Mataji, these verses 17.11 to 13 are, according to, in their sampradaya, these are guidelines for performing effective kirtan. So I hope that sheds some light on where to draw the line.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for those references. I'll try to go through them again. I just have one more question, Prabhu, related to the same thing. Like it's a very common thing, and you may be aware too that in South India, many of us wake up to the chant of Venkatesha Suprabhatam or Bhaja Govindam or Vishnu Sahasranamam by Srimati M.S. Subbalakshmi. She's no more. So, and it has evoked devotion in many hearts, Prabhuji. But for that matter, I'm not sure if she's from a Vaishnava lineage. And we also hear that Avishnava Mukhod Girnam Putam Harikatamratam. So I always wonder, Prabhuji, I mean, she has, I mean, it's so common in South India that, I mean, it's so familiar, a household name that everybody almost listens to her every morning. And we grew up like that, Prabhuji. So how do we take this in perspective, Prabhuji?
Okay. So that verse which is said, Avaishnavod Girdam Bhutam Harikathamrtam, which means that when a non-Vaishnav touches Harikatha, they usually don't leave it as it is. So what they do is they add some twisting explanation to it, and that is what is not recommended to be heard. But let's say if they speak it as it is without adding any changes. For example, somebody sings Vishnu Suprabhatam and they're not adding any explanations of them. So they have not really touched it. Their touch is not present in that. When it says that it is touched by them, it means that they've added something, some explanation of their own in that, which is making it Mayavad, which should not be heard. So that is the meaning. Otherwise, Yena kena prakarena manah krishne niveshayet is the general rule. That anyhow try to immerse your mind in Krishna. For this reason, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also from time to time would listen to Chandidas, Vidyapati and Jayadev. So Mataji, I want to ask you a question. Do we know what is the sampradaya of Chandidas and Vidyapati?
Sorry, Prabhu, I'm not so knowledgeable in that.
Okay, let's make this a general question. There are 24 devotees present here. Does anybody know what is the sampradaya of Chandidas or Vidyapati or Jayadev Goswami? What is the sampradaya in
Jayadev Goswami? I would like to believe he's a Vaishnava, Prabhu. I mean, at least a devotee of the Lord, because he had so much of bhakti towards the Lord, and the Lord personally, wrote part of his poems. So, yeah, but the other two authors, I'm not so familiar.
No, I'm asking about because we say 4 sampradayas. In Kali Yuga, only 4 sampradayas. So I want to ask, which of the 4 sampradayas were Chandidas, Vidyapati and Jayadev Goswami belonging to? And this is an open question. I will give half a minute. Let anybody come up with an answer and tell me. That Mahaprabhu relished. Forget about that. Mahaprabhu is relishing Kavya Prakash of Mammat, who is a Kashmiri Pandit, and he is relishing that verse Yah Kaumar Haras Evahi Varas, which has Jayadev Goswami from Pushti Marg is not possible. There Vallabhacharya appeared at the same time as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Pushti Marg was much later than Jayadev Goswami. So there is no they are initiated into Vaishnava mantras, but they are initiated in family lineage, which means they are Brahmana family lineages they are initiated in. So for this reason, we have to understand that from any source, if our mind is getting immersed in Krishna and there is no touch of Mayavad, 2 conditions are important. First, our mind should be immersed in Krishna. Second, there should be no touch of Mayavad, Nirvisheshvad, Shunyavad, Brahmavad, Jiva Brahma, Aikyavad, all these impersonal vads. If this touch is not present in them, then we can definitely relish that. And Vishnu Suprabhatam and all these are Puranic glorifications. So if anybody is not adding their explanation, then we can definitely listen to it. As soon as an explanation is added, we have to be careful that the explanation should come from an authentic Vaishnava source. That is the answer to your query, Mataji.
Prabhuji, but this again, Sorry for this barrage of questions, but this again, raises a question in my mind because, I've heard from several devotees that we should hear kirtan also from the lips of a devotee and not a non-devotee. And also I see in some temples only like initiated devotees are allowed to sing kirtan. So how do we, reconcile both the things you just, explain now, Prabhuji?
Okay. So the first thing is, there is no shastric statement that only initiated devotees should sing kirtan. Kirtan is one of the 9 limbs of bhakti, and it is Manushya Dharma that everybody should perform Hari Kirtan. It is Kali Yuga Dharma to perform Harinam Kirtan. So every individual has the birthright, or even animals have the right to perform Hari Kirtan, even though they may not be initiated. Some temples allow that, may be their specific policy. I respect that policy. Some temples allow anyone to sing, and I respect that policy, but I respect that policy more because that is the true policy which is in alignment with Mahaprabhu. Because Kirtan is Yuga Dharma. It is not, you can say deity worship is for specific second initiated. You can say cooking is for second initiated. But please don't say that Kirtan is for the initiated too. Kirtan is for everybody. And that is the honest opinion of the Shastras.
Thank you, Prabhuji. It's more of a, in one sense, a paradigm shift for me to hear your explanation on this topic, Prabhu, because I've been hearing, things really, in one sense, contrary to what you've just mentioned. So it'll take me some time to understand this, Prabhuji. With your blessings, I hope to. Thank you so much.
I would like to say one thing here, that whenever I speak something, I would like to say that to my audience, I would like to say, you have complete right to disagree partially or completely with whatever I say. And my obeisances to those who disagree. Specifically, my obeisances to those who disagree. First and foremost, my obeisances to those who disagree, and then my obeisances to those who agree. Why? Because those who disagree can potentially show me a different angle of vision that I am not seeing. So anybody can disagree, and no problem with that. But please disagree on the basis of Shastra. That is my request. If somebody wants to disagree, they should disagree not on the basis of what they have heard from here or there. They should disagree on the basis of what they have heard from Shastra. So you may have heard something different from previously, yes, definitely. But those devotees from whom you heard, if they quoted Shastra, I would like, maybe you can, after the class, maybe you can privately, you can send me, or you in the Bhakti Sangha Japa group, you can send those verses which say that only initiated devotees should chant. So if there is something, I would like to see the Shastra, but at least I have not seen.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I've just heard from so many senior devotees, but I don't know if I have any Shastric proof, Prabhu, but I really thank you from the bottom of my heart to, put everything in Shastric perspective, and it's really an eye-opener for me, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, there are 2 more questions. Do you have time? Are you available for some more time?
Yeah,
You
sure.
Okay. Okay. Carithamrtha Mataji and then Joydas Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Hi, Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much for this wonderful explanation. And it is just like while listening, also, as you said, that if you are listening through a proper, I don't know, like I'm not sure whether my thoughts were proper when I was listening, but the way you narrated it is like it just brings the scene in front of our eyes. So over here, I had a question, Prabhu. Like when this Nataka is written, like you gave the reference that this is taken from the Puranas and those are the basis for it. But if you look into the intricacies and if you look into the details of it, it is so personal, as if this person has personally seen these pastimes. So is there any reference, like as you have already said in the past lectures, like how we know that Srila Prabhupada has also seen this, or he has already been reading his books because this has been imparted to him by some way. So is there any reference, Prabhu, that these so much details, like what was Radharani's bhav, what was the other Sakhi's bhav, to put into this for the Goswami, how was it possible? Is it his? It is definitely not imagination. So is it that it was imparted to him some way? Did he have a realization? Did he go into the past time? Or could you shed some more on it, Prabhu?
Okay. So, in order to keep the main theme of the drama historical, Srila Rupa Goswami has taken it from Padma Puran, Patal Khand, chapter 69 and 70. Now, if you see, it has also been, if you read the Padma Puran and if you read the drama, you will find a whole lot of difference. Now, what has happened is that Srila Rupa Goswami has had intense smaran of these particular pastimes. And in smaran, there are various categories. One of the categories of smaran is samadhi. So if you want to read about the categories of smaran, you can see in Nectar of Instruction, verse number 8 purport, where Srila Prabhupada is giving the various categories of Krishna smaran. So I will quickly point out these categories of smaran, because it is important to understand what is the state of mind in which these books were written. So in Nectar of Instruction, verse 8 purport, I will share the screen with you so that we can see. Here is the screen sharing. So you can see in front of you, there is the purport of Nectar of Instruction, verse 8. Prabhupada says, in the neophyte stage, one should always engage in hearing Krishna Katha. This is called as Shravan Dasha. So Prabhupada begins with the first stage of bhakti, and Prabhupada moves ahead and says, finally he says that when remembrance becomes uninterrupted, it becomes concentrated and is called meditation, and meditation expands, it's called anusmriti, and after unceasing anusmriti, one enters the stage of samadhi or spiritual trance. So this is the stage of bhajan that Srila Rupa Goswami has attained. It is the stage of samadhi or trance, where there is no longer any need of imagining anything. The pastimes are directly coming into his heart. It is called spurti. So the Leela Spurti is automatically happening in his heart because he is into the stage of samadhi. And still he is taking his time. He is taking 17 years, because in samadhi he sees many things. Which of those things have to be included in the drama, that he is going to carefully select, because there's some very intimate things going on in the spiritual world, and he can't put all of that in the drama. So that is the answer to your question.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. That makes so much clarity. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
So Joydas Prabhu, you can go next.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you for such an insightful class. I have an off-topic question regarding the Sanskrit stuff only. Can I ask that?
Sure, true.
Can you go to Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28, that famous verse of Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam?
Just 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah,
you want me to show it on the screen?
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
Yeah, that yes, Mridyanti. So Tattvavadis like Jayatirtha Swami, they say that Mridyanti is a plural, it's a verb, and so subject Krishna should also be plural. And they interpret that Krishna here doesn't refer to Lord Krishna but all Vishnu Tattvas. That is their interpretation. What do you have to say on this?
Okay, there is no, I mean, if you want to see all the explanation which is given, okay, I would rather suggest that if you want to see an explanation on this verse, you can see a grammatically correct explanation which are belonging to our Sampradaya. Because Tattvavadis will say that all Vishnu forms are there. That is definitely there. Not only Tattvavadis, but also the Shri Vaishnava Sampradaya also says that they are all Vishnu forms. And Rupa Goswami doesn't disagree with that. But the thing is, Rupa Goswami is very categorical in his saying that Krishna is the original, Krishna is the original form of Godhead, and the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas have given a very good commentary upon that and explained that in great detail. Now, if you want to see, then you can see the explanation given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, or you can see the explanation given by Srila Jiva Goswami. So I yes,
And they
Prabhu.
comment in the same verse.
Yeah, I commented on the same verse. I will show you the commentary. So this is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commenting upon them. So he says, I will scroll below, and you can see here. He says, Ihayo विंशति तमावतारेण कथितः स कृष्णस्तु भगवान न तु अंशः न चांशी पुरुषः किंतु भगवान. So this 20th person who has been listed here, that person is, that Krishna is Bhagwan. Sa tu Bhagwan, Sa Krishnastu Bhagwan. He is directly the supreme form of the Lord. Na tu amsha, he is not an expansion. Na cha amshi purushah, not is he the Purush avatar. Kintu Bhagwan, he is the original personality of Godhead. So they have very clearly explained grammatically also that this is the case. And there is an entire Sandarbha, Krishna Sandarbha, where Jiva Goswami takes all the opposing arguments and then settles them. So if you have some doubt about how the Sri Vaishnavas are also viewing it, because Rupa Goswami also took the Sri Vaishnava argument in his Laghu Bhagavatamritam book, and then Rupa Goswami showed how Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam is really what Rupa Goswami is saying, that it is Krishna who is the supreme personality of Godhead.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Prabhu.
would you like to hear what Sri Harisuri says about it?
Yes, of course.
Sri Harisuri says that there are many incarnations of God. Dear Lord, many incarnations. But today I understood when Krishna, before Krishna takes birth, he says, I understood that what Vyasadev wrote, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, is a fact. Why? Because it is only Lord Krishna who gave a direct order to Maya. You might be remembering, Prabhu, before Krishna appeared, he gave an order to Maya. You might be remembering. Yes?
Which order means?
In 10th canto, before Krishna appears, he tells Yogamaya, you appear in Gokul and I will appear.
Yes.
He says it is only Krishna who can give a direct order to Maya. Has any other incarnation ever given a direct order to Maya? Tell me, Prabhu.
No idea. Maybe no.
No, try. Oh, let this be an open question. Let anybody answer. Has any other incarnation of the Lord given a direct order to Maya?
Shiva to Parvati, Prabhu.
No, direct order to Maya, the original Maya, Prakriti, Mahamaya, not a form of Maya like Parvati. Original Mahamaya, the material energy of the three modes of nature. So that is only Krishna gave that order, and therefore he says, for this reason it should be understood. There is a verse in the Upanishads, Mayinam tu Maheshwaram, that one who directly orders Maya is the Maheshwar, he is the supreme personality of God.
Can you quote that verse number, means details, so that I can find that elsewhere after the class?
Where Krishna is ordering Maya?
No. This one from Upanishad.
Oh, Mayinam tu Maheshwaram.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. I will try to find it for you, and I will tell you the exact reference. But it is a very famous verse in the Upanishad, that Mayinam tu Maheshwaram. So this is let me find this. It is often quoted in by it is Shvetashvatar Upanishad 4.10.
4.10.
4.10 Shvetashvatara Upanishad. I will share the screen with you, Prabhu, so that you can directly see into it. My Shvetashvatara Upanishad 4.10, because it is very important to understand what these individuals are quoting. They are quoting after having immense knowledge of Shastra. So I will show you the exact verse which is quoted. Just give me half a minute. Yes, I will share the screen with you, Prabhu.
Okay.
Can you see my screen, Prabhuji?
Loading. Yes, yes.
Mayam tu prakritim vidyan mayinam tu maheshwaram. So Maya is Prakriti, and the controller of Maya, one who can directly control and order Maya, that is Maheshwar.
This was helpful. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, we'll take one last question and then we'll wind up. I know it's getting too late for you. So
Okay.
Shama Supriya Mataji, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this class, Prabhu. Prabhu, while you're explaining at the end, you're telling like Sindur is most important for a woman, and you're explaining as Sindur as Alankara. So while you're explaining this, Prabhuji, so I have got a small question. So in ISKCON deity worship, we usually don't see Sindur and turmeric, Prabhu. So can you explain why we are not using these two elements in the deity worship?
But Sindur is Alankar which is put on Srimati Radharani. So you see the red dot on her forehead. That is her Sindur. And that Sindur is also sometimes put here between the, when the hair is split. So
Okay.
that is the main ornament of auspiciousness for a lady. So that verse was by Sri Hari Suri. He said, if the lady doesn't wear any other ornament, just wears clothes and wears this Sindur, that is sufficient to denote her auspiciousness. Similarly, my explanation of Krishna Lila is like that. It may not have any alankar. He puts a word play on alankar. Second meaning of alankar is figure of speech. So my explanation of Krishna Lila is also like a lady who may not have any alankar, but she has the kumkum of Krishna on her forehead. And let there be no other alankar. Let only Krishna be there in that poetry.
Okay, got it, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Then what about turmeric, Prabhu?
Turmeric is auspicious. It is auspicious paste. It is applied on marriage ceremony and other auspicious days. It has medicinal purpose and it has some auspiciousness generation also. So it is usually applied before marriage day. So you can see here above top, there is a painting that I have. Can you see the painting?
No, Prabhu.
The painting is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Vishnu Priya Devi on their marriage day.
I cannot see the painting, Prabhu.
Okay, so
We can see, but it's not close up. So
yeah.
that's the way,
Yeah,
right?
so it's a painting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Vishnu Priya Devi on their first marriage night.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
They
Thank
have
you so much.
applied turmeric on their bodies. That is what it is.
Prabhu, can we use this too in the deity worship regularly, Prabhu? In South India, we used to offer this to Lakshmi Devi, the kumkum and the turmeric. So
yeah, we can offer to them. Applying on body is a different thing. So we can offer to them definitely.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Okay, so thank you so much, Prabhuji, for all your wonderful time, your efforts, and your patience for answering each and every question so beautifully. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. I'm really indebted to you, really grateful to you. I am really getting short of words in your appreciation, Prabhu. I wish I could also know some great vocabulary, so I would have nicely appreciated your efforts, Prabhu. But thank you so much. From the bottom of our heart, from behalf of the whole Bhakti Sangha, we are really indebted to you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for kindly inviting me.
Hari bol.
Thank you so much.
So much, Prabhuji. So nice. Thank you for your
Thank you.
response.
Hare
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you so much,
So
Prabhuji.
we'll end up.
Yes.
Kalpa Tarupascha, Kripa
Kripa
Sindhu
sindhu bevacha patitana
Pavanebhyo
pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, हिज ग्रेस हरि पार्षद प्रभु की जय.
Jai,
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai.
Hari bol.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Prabhu. Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hari bol. Hari bol. Hari bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.